Strange weapon I found in a German news clip about the Turkish coup. Drone killer. It sends a strong and very directional radio frequency signal to jam the receiver on the drone to cause it to crash. Floating home found tied to a fence on the beach in Southern California. It's floating duck house or similar structure for local waterfowl. They give ducks a place to sleep safe from predators or to escape water predators, usually snapping turtles and such. Unknown glass object filled with unknown liquid, found in an early 1900s barn. Any leads? Fire extinguisher. About the size of my hand. Found in the trash. I'm a trash man. Any ideas? Laser cut perpetual calendar. Found metal detecting in a Minnesota park where other objects around 1860s have been pulled. Mold forecasting lead soldiers. What is this V-shaped scoring? Found in Germany. That's an old way to collect sap to make turpentine. It's called cat face. What would cause my friend's lawn to look like this after the snow melted? Answer. That's some major vol activity. They look a lot like mice, but tend to be very active under winter snows and like tunneling. Small scoop with alligator clip as the handle. Found it cleaning out the kitchen. Coffee scoop with bag clip for coffee bag. 2 spoons attached to a wooden handle at the thrift store. It's a musical instrument literally called spoons, used as percussion by clacking the spoons together. Any guesses as to what this plane part is? Fell out of the sky in Colorado when that United engine failed. I think that's a vape pen, dude. Found on my driveway. The RCMP arrested my neighbor last night. Could it be related to that? A taser dart. Small red container. The lid has a small spoon attached to the inside. Snuff container. Found in a garden. Metallic object that closes in on itself. Looks like a Hindu ritual box. It is missing the middle piece that would sit in that central hole. What would be shipped in this strange shaped container? It's a human or equine sperm shipping container. 2 of these buildings on a lot where new housing is going to be built. Bat houses. This guy just walked up and down the meadow with this thing. What could this be? Magnetometry or magnetic survey, not GPS. Small metal object, no idea how old or what it is. Answer. It's snuff/pill box. What is the use of this 4th piece of cutlery I've seen in a German museum? It's a baby food pusher, quite common in the 1800s, early 1900s. This item in our kitchen? We are not quite sure what it is. It's a pastry cutter. Door with a hinged section a quarter through horizontally. I think it was an attempt to wrap around the wall, but the cut was made on the wrong side of the door. I work in a restaurant. We had a customer complaining that they found that in our chicken. It's not a part of any equipment we have in store. Any ideas? Wrench cute out wrap. Found at antique store. Label said key. Key to what? It's a water meter key. Feels like hard rubber and was found in the ground. Those are cattle brands. It is the base from a horseshoe set. Stainless steel, about the size of a teaspoon, no additional markings. Mint sauce ladle. Anthracite iron contraption that opens on one side. Cast iron buggy/whip holder. Staying at an Airbnb, why does the vent have a green light inside it? That's a custom made setup with a UVC lamp. In a UK primary school, I remember seeing these as a kid, but can't remember what they're for. Holding something, but what? We used in primary school to hold canes to jump over. They've been showing up on the beach by the hundreds for the last month. Biofilter media. Counter or monitoring station found on a log in Zion National Park. Something to measure inflow to an aquifer. What is this ring my Uber driver would randomly click? Hes praying. That's a counter. The prayer involves repeating a phrase a certain number of times. Traditionally you kept track on your fingers, or with a string of beads. This device does the same job. Open spoon with spikes, trident-like fork, tongs with a chicken foot, and a perforated spoon, all antique silver. Olive server, lettuce server, ice tongs. Having a talon on ice tongs is a novelty feature, but there are a lot of them out there. Found while cleaning out a deceased estate. At first glance looks to hold liquid, but has a large hole in the bottom, so what is this thing? Wasp trap. Sweet fluid and dish soap go in bottom. Stinging insects fly in. Dish soap eliminates surface tension and coats them. They die/drown. What is this thing? The part above the handle rotates. It's a kite spindle. I used to have one. It seems like a reproduction of what they used to use in the golden era, but definitely 100% a kite spindle. Old school chemical set maybe, found in abandoned building with no info on it. Batch flower remedies. They are solutions of brandy and water, the water containing extreme dilutions of flower material developed by Edward Batch, an English homeopath, in the 1930s. Glass vase thing found in a thrift store in Nava, FL. It's a kind of wine bottle used in Spain, specifically Catalonia. You drink from it by pouring a stream through the air and directly into your mouth. I'll see if I can find the actual name. Found it. It's called a poron. Metal sphere with Russian writing, found on a Bahama beach. It probably contained high pressure nitrogen. -196 C is the boiling point of nitrogen, likely used to spin up the pumps of a rocket motor as it started. A sphere is the ideal shape for containing high pressure gas/liquid. These small rooms, that are raised up from the ground, are all over the Spanish countryside. Many of the old houses have one. What was/is it used for? They're grain stores called horrias. New house, and we're perplexed. What is this hole/vent above our fireplace? When we pull the blue tape off, we can feel cool air coming in. We are in the southern US, so it's not cold, but definitely feels like outdoor air. It's for media cables for a TV that would be being mounted there. This rack type drawer is mounted in a kitchen cabinet. This is as far as it pulls out, and the bars do not rotate or come out. This is to hang washcloths and gloves. My stepmother installs them under her sink, since they don't come standard. Found while trail running. What are these things? There's rotten wood that goes along it. That looks cut/altered by man. Would it be for making a flat surface to easily maneuver the mine? It's a collapsed wood stave pipeline. It may have been for dewatering the mine. At the beach in southern Cap, alive with cloth things that moved in purple sheaths. Bubbly body, a feather stuck to it. Screenshot from video. Looks like a cluster of goose barnacles with a random feather in there. Found on a hike up a hill in South Dakota. The eye does not appear natural, but I'm not sure what caused it. Mineral deposition within the rock that has dissolved over a long period of time. What is this thing? That looks like Superman's pod I saw while going for a walk in Burbank, California. An old prop from the show Colony. This looks a lot like the pods that Atlia's highly skilled humans were scooped up by the aliens to go fight other aliens. What has made these funny markings on my housemate's candle cover? She has never lit the candle, but it sits on her windowsill in the sunlight. Dried up liquids, or, more likely, mold/fungi. Moving into a new apartment and found this on the wall. It seems like a plastic plate that's just hollow inside the opening. What could this be for? It's support for hiding cables in wall. It used to be used in World War I, but we've got no clue what it was meant for. It's a curette, a medical instrument used for scraping away tissue. For example, removing certain skin lesions, removing dead tissue from a wound. Which I found in a handbag. It's made of metal, and both balls are glued fast. The bar moves. The four ends are not rounded, just clipped. Ladies used to use small whisks to degus carbonated drinks. Guess burping is not ladylike. Also used to degus wine, probably to make it more quickly drinkable after bottle opening. Green plastic scissor handle with metal loops and plastic teeth. No identifying marks. My guess would be some sort of herb stripper. Sprigs go in the loops, teeth are closed, and stalks are pulled out. Found 100 feet underground in old cave/mine. It's rusted metal, about 2 feet tall with pipes attached. The white thing is electrical wire wrapped around it. Hydraulic ram. Found in a pile of scrap steel. About 1 foot across, 2 handles and covered in spikes. It looks like a dibble board for making small holes to plant seeds in soil/seed trays. Not seen one made from metal before though. What is this thing? It is likely nautical in nature as I live on Cape Cod. It's just sitting in my yard, about 18 inches long, and very heavy, 75 lbs. I would guess. It's a capstan winch. Found this on the side of the road in my neighborhood. Thought it was a brain, then dissected it, and now I have no idea. Lots of small lobes, fuzzy inside, rubbery. You, my friend, have just dissected dog poop. Someone's dog has eaten paper towels in abundance. They can't digest it, and it comes out like this. This is a on-gate blocking road access to some cell towers. Why so many locks? And how would someone even open it? You can open the gate by unlocking only one padlock. The way it's designed means that multiple people can use the gate, and if one person loses their keys, only their padlock needs replaced. As opposed to one padlock with many keys, you'd need to give tons of people the new key. This structure I found while walking in the woods. The metal bit is about 2 feet wide and looks like it could uncomfortably fit a person in it. My guesses are a well, sewer or time capsule. For context, I live in eastern Massachusetts. We plan on going back to open it. Definitely a manhole. Do not open it. Definitely do not geo in it. Manholes are notoriously deadly because they contain low oxygen percentages and high concentrations of poisonous gases such as hydrogen sulfide and methane. First responders usually find 2 dead people in manholes. The first one that went in and succumbed and their friend who watched them pass out and rushes in to help. I'm waiting for the bank to open and they have this card facing the street. What is it used for? Former bank employee here. It's definitely a safety signal. We switch tasks quarterly and it is to let other employees know that it is all clear to open. Wit. An unusually shaped sink possibly in a corridor. Spotted in a property listing on an older house. Looks quite narrow. Probably too small for washing boots. It's called a butler sink or cleaner sink. It's used for cleaning, filling buckets, emptying out waste so housekeeping can wash down surfaces without wandering through the house. Weird metal tube, now dented. Found metal detecting in Iowa on a farmstead that stood from the 1890s-1960s. Seems to be made of copper. Found 4 inches down and has a bat-like symbol on one end. It's close D on both ends and feels hollow. It's 1940s lipstick by Coty. This building was found in a country estate in Scotland. It's about the size of a large shed and has small slits and platforms on the outside. What is it? It's a bee hotel. The bee house version instead allows for multiple complete hives where the bees live, which I suppose is less like a hotel and more like condominiums. What is this boat off the coast of Long Island, New York with 3 tall smokestacks? Not smokestacks. Piles. It's a working barge, and those piles are lowered into the seafloor to stabilize the vessel while working. They are very commonly used on maritime construction projects such as bridge and tunnel building, surveying, shore protection, etc. Found this metal object in Auckland, New Zealand. Banana, Hot Wheels car and fruit pie for scale, metal, brass, with screw thread at the bottom and colored plastic rings around shaft, some opaque, some transparent. Found on the shoreline at the Tuatara Stonefields Reserve, near the airport. I'm sure this is the handle to a machinist's hammer. It's the common item to make when learning how to turn on a lathe. I made one nearly identical when I first started. Found coming out of a small hill. Water alternates between either side, going down each step. I believe this is the Lion Creek Cedarway Stormwater Detention Dam. I contacted an engineer with the city because I was so curious about whether it was a fish ladder or not. They just got back to me and confirmed it is a fish ladder. They also sent an operation manual that includes some history and descriptions. Very interesting. This was taken this morning. It's a very odd shaped cloud, or maybe even vapor trail. I'm guessing it's illuminated by the approaching sunrise. This is from Clearwater, Florida. Facing east, Google Lens said maybe a rocket launch. Rocket launch. The wind currents at different altitudes have likely caused the odd appearance. Closer in time to the launch it would have appeared more normal. These appeared in my friend's backyard. They are gelatinous, but start to dissolve when you start touching them. Looks like water bead/plant gel. They're a kind of gel-like ball that absorb water and are used in plant pots. They get bloated and will burst if in water for too long. Saw this bulldozer with a giant spike on the front in a meme. Is this a weird forklift? Why does it only have one spike then? Is this possibly to push around a very specific type of equipment? We have one similar to that at work. The spike is a little bigger and longer, but we use it for moving steel coils around the coil yard. Noticed a few of those mounds around. What are they for? As the others have said, it's just a more attractive method of stopping parking/pedestrians. Usually see them around car parks or on high streets in front of shops in older areas of the UK, where they deem fences or metal barriers to be a distraction to the area. Same idea as the grass mounds you sometimes see on the sides of roads/parks. Small boxes with dead-bolted doors about 10 feet off the ground. Wall of a cinema. They are almost certainly access for speakers or lighting. If you stop to think about what would be involved in using a lift inside, you can see why the access is outside. My guess is that this is an older theater retrofitted, or perhaps a partition wall was demolished. You'd prefer to have an access space there, but if you can't, because it's an outside wall, you have to do this. What's the long-lasting trail behind this boat? This article says this is a persistent turbulent wake as opposed to the Kelvin wake that is the short-lived wavy wake we are used to seeing. This article suggests that the railroad track turbulent wake is caused by thin films generated on the surface by the passage of the ship. There are photos in this article of this exact phenomenon. Turbulent wake. Trailer with a submarine resembling container with portholes, parked on the grounds of a public swimming pool. Road portable tank for training/practicing and the water breathing devices. It does not look like it's meant to be submerged in water, nor is it bulky enough for a pressurized decompression chamber. What is this green round object found in my grandparents' garden? It is made out of plastic with a round plate and a separate cylinder on top of it, and two straw-like pipes both on top and bottom. That's a slug trap. These two pieces of wood attached by a nylon strap. Found on the beach in Oregon. Makeshift wheel chocks.